Jill with Angel Creations. Welcome to my New Hampshire craft room. I'm so blessed. My sister and brother-in-law set me up a little craft room out here in the garage so that I can continue doing my crafts while I'm on vacation. And so we have an L-shaped table. 2 tables. So this is my craft stuff, and then my sister will be sitting next to me when she's not working, and we will be just crafting our little hearts away. So today we are going to be, I do have kind of a busy tabletop. I like to have white so that you can see what I'm doing. Maybe if we put some paper towel underneath what we're doing, you might be able to see a little bit better. Yeah, that might work a little bit better. So today we're going to have fun. We are going to be making a cell phone holder. We're going to be using one of the Dollar Tree wooden pallets. We're going to be using some scrapbooking paper, or you can use a napkin. Any scrapbooking paper or napkin will do. Even Dollar Tree vinyl will do. We're going to be using some Dollar Tree Jenga blocks and some Mod Podge and, you know, the regular normal things, maybe a little sanding block. So let's get right into this. Let's take our little tag off the back. Hopefully it will come off easy. It looks like it is. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, everybody. Oh, we're going to be using this little stick too. It's a little hanging stick, and that is going to be our little kickstand. So we are going to be using one of those. But again, even any stick will do to hold that up. So we're going to just slap on some Mod Podge. Let's shake this Mod Podge up a little bit first. And you can get Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree as well. So let's just start slapping on our Mod Podge right onto our wooden palette. Make sure we get some good coverage, but you don't want it so that it's puddled, because when it gets all puddled, it'll make our paper wrinkle. We don't want wrinkly paper. I mean, sometimes we want wrinkly paper, but not on this project, right? We want to kind of make this nice and smooth and just make sure that it's going to be on all these little seams, all these little inner corners of the palette. All right. That should be good. I got some hairs in mine from my paintbrush, but that's okay. As a matter of fact, I thought I might have some tweezers there, but we can get it off with some pliers. Okay. Now, I am just going to put my craft paper right on my palette. Lining it up with the 2 corners to start with. And then we have a Dollar Tree scraper. Scrape that and get that nice and smooth. Always start from your inside and work your way out. That way you don't rip your paper. And I like to go around my corners a little bit. And then we are going to be going down into these grooves. So I'm just going to cut that with my little paper. And then we will sand those little grooves. So let's cut off the excess of our paper hanging over. These scissors are bigger. Let me use these. It is so fun going through my sister's craft stash and coming up with some ideas for you. Now, this is not my original idea. I did find this on Pinterest. So now I'm going to sand away my excess paper. Make it fit like a glove. You know me and sanding. I hate the sanding sound, but we gotta do it. We gotta do it. All right, so let's just get that all sanded off. And then I'm going to go inside where I ripped because we want to sand this part down as well. Trying to get a little sanding block inside here. If you can't get your sanding block or sanding paper down in these little grooves, you know what will work really good is a nail file. So if you're having a hard time getting these little grooves with your sanding block or your sanding paper, try doing a little, like emery board. Emery board would work. So I am just going to be sanding down mine with the corners of my little Gator sanding block. You can get this little Gator sanding block on Amazon, I believe. I don't have a link to it though, but you can. Let me get those little scraps of paper. I really need some tweezers. I know my sister has them. I just don't have them in front of me. I'm just trying to get those little pieces. Okay, that came off with the sanding block, but that are sticking to. I know I have tweezers handy. Let's just use some pliers. So what it is we're sanding off our paper and it's sticking down on the inside because we had Mod Podge on it, and the Mod Podge is still wet. So that's all that's doing. So we're just trying to peel off the little pieces that are left over from sanding because it's still wet. So it is Friday here and everywhere. I guess it's Friday. And my sister this is her last work day of the week. And then she is on vacation with me. I'm so excited. And we are going to do some crafts together. I might coax her on here. She's kind of shy, but I am going to try to coax her on here and do a craft with me. I ripped my paper a little bit, so I'm just Mod Podging it back down gently. And yeah, so I'm going to try to coax her on here and to do a little craft with me. That will be so much fun. But like I said, she is a little bit shy. So we'll see. We'll see. It's not easy getting on camera. I mean, I'm not so shy now, but when I first started YouTube, oh my gosh, you guys, I used to break out, my hands would sweat. I would be like, oh my gosh, it was so hard when I first got on. So I understand her anxiety when you're in front of the camera, and you know, it is nerve-wracking, but I've made so many beautiful friends here on YouTube. I really have. I want to meet them. So when I get home in August, I am seriously going to try to schedule some kind of meet and greet. I have a couple of viewers that have asked about it. And first I thought, who am I to do a meet and greet, right? I mean, like, I'm just little old Jill. But it'd be fun to meet you guys as well. So I thought, okay, we'll do a meet and greet because it's not all about me. It's about me meeting you guys too. So I think when I get home, I am seriously going to think about that. Okay, this is already so cute. I am just, let me trim a little bit here where it's stuck. tweezers. So I'm in a garage, so if you see anything flying around, it might be a little fly or something. Don't worry, I am in a garage. Okay, so look, that is so cute. Look at the little butterfly. So isn't that pretty? Yeah. All right, so now let me just clean this little mess up here. I got a little bag of trash next to me. All right, so now we are going to open these Jenga blocks up. Oh, they are already open. I think we're going to need 4 of these. So we're going to like glue 2 together, and we're going to put them, we want 2 together that way. I think we're going to glue 2 on top of each other. So let's see if the hot gun is working yet. No, we are not heating up. Why is that not heating up? So let me put you on pause for a minute, because this has been plugged in, and I just got this while I was up here, and it's not even hot. So I might have got a bad one. So let me put you on pause for just a minute and get my sister's glue gun going, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. All right, so I guess that other one is just a bad one. All right, so we are going to glue our 2 Jenga blocks together like side by side, but we're also going to use some E6000 just to make it really, really strong. So I'm going to just put a little of that in the middle of 2 of my little blocks, because that doesn't dry as fast as hot glue. So you always put the glue that is not going to dry that fast first. And then we're just going to put some hot glue around where we put the E6000, and that will hold our blocks now. So we're just going to put them, stack them right on top of each other, and you want to try to get these, you know, pretty flush. I'm going to wipe off whatever squirts out on the other side. I have a paper towel here. So yeah, you want to line those up and get those really, really flush. And I'm going to do the same with this side. Squeeze them together. And we're going to wipe off whatever squirts out on the other side. And that should be good. Once that E6000 cures, it will really be there forever. Okay, so then I have some scraps of our paper that we cut off, and I also have another piece of paper. I think I just lost one of my little scraps that I had here, but I'm going to cover the Jenga blocks with a little bit of this same paper. So I'm going to, let's see, maybe if I just cut that, that would be perfect. I'm just going to cut along this line. It's kind of like a shiplap background, and that's going to be the perfect width, just about. So we are going to Mod Podge that on real quick. I hope everybody is having a nice Friday afternoon or evening. Woohoo, it's the weekend. So yeah, let me just put a little tiny bit. I don't know if any of you have big plans for the weekend. I know last weekend was the big weekend, right? Mostly. So everybody might just be recuperating this weekend from last weekend. I don't have any big plans. I'm just so excited to be in New Hampshire on vacation with my sister. So if you haven't figured it out already, my sister and I are best friends. We are two peas in a pod. We love each other. We have so much fun together. I have one brother and one sister. And my sister is my everything. So now I am going to, I think I'm just gonna, yeah, let's sand that just a bit. Real quick. I just want to get that off. And then I'm going to put another little piece. So this is my block all covered. Now I'm going to put another little piece just here in the front. So I still have probably enough Mod Podge on my brush for that. So now we're just going to stick. I'm working with the scraps that we cut off. And they just are going to be perfect for this. Whoops, slide that down a little bit. Yep, these are just perfect for this. I'll cut that off. And we'll give it a little sanding, a little zhuzhing. Have that perfect. All right. So this is what our block looks like. There's the top, the bottom we're not going to do. We like the natural, and the front. Okay, so I'm going to do the exact same steps to this block. We need a little more Mod Podge for this one. And this will help hold these together too. And you could actually cut your paper so that it bends over the front. I should have cut it a little bit bigger. And then instead of two pieces, you could just bend it right over the front. So you would eliminate one step that way. So let me trim this off. Trim this off. You know, you would just fold yours over if you make your paper bigger. But I didn't think that ahead, so we're doing it this way. But I was thinking of using up my scraps, so. All right, so now I have this piece. I don't have my apron, my Angel Creations apron with me. So I have to be careful with my clothes as far as painting things. All right, let me give this a little zhuzh. Little zhuzh there. Zhuzh, zhuzh, zhuzh. Zhuzh, zhuzh, zhuzh. All right, so now we have our two blocks all covered in our matching paper. Now we're going to glue these onto the bottom of our project, and we are going to do the same thing. We are going to use E6000 and the hot glue. And we have 4 pieces of wood on our palette. We're going to glue these to the outside 2 on the bottom and the outside 2 on the bottom this way, okay? Hope that makes sense. You'll see in a moment. So I'm going to put a good amount of E6000 in a couple of places, and then I'm going to put my hot glue in the middle. And now we're going to just adhere that right down to the outside 2 slats. And you want to try to get that straight because your phone is going to rest on that. So make sure you get that nice and straight. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put some E6000 first. And then we're going to put the hot glue in the middle. And And again, we're going to try to get that on nice and straight. I'm going to tip it up so I can see what I'm doing. And you want to line that up with the second one. I'm just holding it down. This is so cute. So this is what we have so far. Looks like a little shelf. Cute. Very cute. Okay, so now before we put our kickstand on, we have to take this string and everything off. But I have a little leftover burlap that I used the other day. And I was thinking of just adding that to the top just for the fun of it. Just because, but I think I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter, a little bit thinner. Like maybe this thin. And I'm going to fray it a little bit by pulling on these strings. And do another one. Whoops. And now I'm going to trim it just a tiny bit. It's easier to trim it now. The other side is already frayed, so I'm just trying to match the frayed side. Okay, and now this is what I have. And I want to just wrap that around the top. And there's no real rhyme or reason for this. I just want to do it. So I'm just going to put a little hot glue there. And I'm going to hold it down with my scissors because I don't have a finger protector handy. Oh, yes, I do. You know, my sister, she's so smart. I have a dry mouth today. Excuse me, I need to wet my whistle. My sister is so smart. You know, so my sister and I both made these little finger protectors, and I lose mine all the time, right? All the time. If you're familiar with this channel, you know I am always losing this. So I'm at my sister's on vacation now, and my sister says to me, hold on a minute, I don't want to burn my fingers. My sister says to me, why don't you make more of those? So when you lose it, you have others. Hello? Why don't I? So when I get home, I'm going to make some more finger protectors, and I'll show you guys how I do it. Because these don't fit on my fingers good, or they might fit, I don't like the way they feel. So there's the top. Isn't that cute? That came out really cute. Now we have to take, my sister gave me this. Let's try this staple remover. I don't know how it's going to work, but I don't even know how to use it actually. I think you put this part underneath. I don't really know. What do you do? Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. What does it do? Let's see. Oh, okay. So you got to put this part under. Okay. Well, let's take this jute off because it keeps getting tangled. So let's just pull. And now we have staples. So let's see. We put this staple. Oh. I like that. Okay. We'll have to invest in one of those at Angel Creations, Florida. I'm just taking the sticker off the back, and now we just have this plain piece of wood. Now, we're going to use this as our kickstand. Feel free, if you want, to cover this with paper. I'm not, but now I am going to also put, let's see, I need to figure out what angle to put this on. I like this angle right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a piece of this burlap ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it as a hinge. We're also going to glue, we're also going to glue wood to wood, but we're also just going to be using this little piece of burlap as a strap, kind of. You know what I mean? Just a little strap to also work as kind of like a little leather hinge, like back in the day when they used to have little leather hinges. We're just going to use this strap as kind of, it will just help hold it. Okay? So this is what I have, just a little piece on there. Now we're going to tip this over, and this is going to act as kind of an anchor. So what we're going to do first is we're going to put our E6000 down there, and we're going to put a little glue, hot glue, and I'm just going to put this where I want it, and then I'm going to adhere it more with more glue after I put this little, I don't know what you want to call it, I kind of am calling it a hinge, but really this is just well, not temporary. It's really not doing the whole job. It's only doing part of the job. And then I am going to put E6000 underneath here in the seam. And some hot glue as well. And we have to put our, this is going to hold, how do I say this? This is going to hold, the string is going to hold it so that our stick doesn't go full. You know what I'm saying? You need something to hold it so that it doesn't, like an easel has something that holds the back. I'm just lost for words right now, but I'm sure you understand. This is going to hold this in place so that it doesn't move. I am just putting a heap ton of glue on the back. I'm going to cut this little slip of burlap off, and actually we are just gonna have to sit tight and let this glue hold, and then we're gonna have a cell phone holder when this is all glued, and this is adorable. So I was saying, this is not my original idea. I did find this on Pinterest. Not all the crafts that I do are original. A lot of my crafts are original, but I am basically, it's kind of fun to be using my sister's craft supplies, but I also have to kind of use what's in front of me. So I have to come up with a craft that she has all the things for, you know what I mean? So I did go on, I did take a big inventory and go through all her stuff, and I did pull out a bunch of things to use while I'm here this month, and then I had to go on Pinterest and different sites to kind of get my juices flowing and say, okay, well, this is something that she has all the pieces to, and that's the case with this cell phone holder. So let's see, this might have to fold, let's see, okay, so it's still got a glue. I'm going to put a little more glue this way. Okay, and now I'm going to hold this up again. And actually, it would be great if we had something to prop it like that. Like that is a really good idea. Something to prop it with. So I'm going to let this set and we will be right back. Okay, this should be dry enough. So let's see. Yeah, so you know how to know when your hot glue is dry is when it's like opaque and kind of, you know, frosty looking. That's when you know your glue is dry. So look at this little stand we have. This is what we made today. Look at how cute that came out. Okay, so this is our little cell phone holder. This is my cell phone. It's a little apple and it has a heavy case on it. It has a magnet that I use at home on a stand, and it has this thing. So just to show you that it doesn't have to be a skinny phone. It'll hold any phone, I hope, right? Here it goes. So this is how fat my phone is with all these pieces on it. And there we go. Let me see. I have to turn my phone off. I don't know what we're looking at here. Okay. So here's my phone. So here's the stand from the side. Cute, right? This is really, I'm trying not to be rough with it because it's probably still gluing a little bit. But look at that. You can hold your phone. You can do all your things. I love this. This is going to be gifted to my sister. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Adorbs, adorbs, adorbs. I just love it. This is a great time for you to give me a thumbs up. And sharing is caring. So go ahead and share this with your friends, family, social media, anybody. And yeah, that I hope you guys are subscribed. Hit that button. It's free to do so. And when you hit that button, make sure you ring the bell and press all. That way YouTube will let you know each and every time I upload a new video. So, okay, everybody, I am going to sign off from New Hampshire, and I will try to get on here again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday, and see what's up. My sister's going to be on vacation, so we will both get on here, or I will get on here, and she will be in the very near presence. So everybody enjoy the weekend this weekend. It's beautiful, beautiful weather up here in New Hampshire. It's paradise. It really, really is just gorgeous. Not too hot, not too cold. It's just perfect. So okay, so this is our Friday video today. No come with me to the Dollar Tree because obviously I haven't been able to get out, and I do not have a vehicle when my sister is not home. So I might take her to work when she goes back to work and go do some whatever. But anyway, I don't really have a vehicle at my handy right now, so no come along with me to the Dollar Tree video this week. Bear with me. But I will have a Tuesday tree haul because I will drag my sister out to the Dollar Tree over the weekend. So look forward to that anyway. But until I see you next time, everybody, be good and do good. Bye now.